Hello everybody, I just want to say before this video starts that I have recorded this video and realised I used the wrong microphone and I am too lazy to redo it, so I apologise and you are just going to have to listen to this really bad microphone, and with that I will continue. It has been a while since I've done a commentary video on the channel and I was wondering what I could make a video about, so I thought of this idea which I thought could be interesting to some people. So every year game designers, or specifically level designers, have a monthly event called Blocktober, and this month is basically dedicated for everybody to post blockouts of their maps or grey box versions of their maps that they're working on or have previously worked on. So last year I posted a tweet of Vanguard's progression from the blockout to the final product, and this year I was wondering what I could post as I've been working on a different game for the last 2 years, but of course I can't post anything about this. And then it occurred to me that I actually designed 2 more maps in Battalion which were never finished or released, so I thought it could be interesting to go back and take a look at them. I know I'm also probably opening myself up here for some comments about Battalion and the state it's in as a game, but I'm not really interested in any of that. I just kind of want to show you these 2 unfinished maps in the hopes that you'll find it interesting to see, I suppose, the development process and how bad maps are in the phase of design. So one of these maps got way further along than the other, so I'll start with a more unfinished map which was called Railyard, and it probably wouldn't have ended up with that name if it was ever finished or released. All maps usually have a development name and then change for production. Okay, so we load into Railyard. I'm pretty much just going to wing it and just show you around. I'll quickly explain the layout and then I guess I'll run around. I think that's probably going to take a while because I can't really use no clip in this game. The ghost command doesn't work very well. But yeah, layout. So Germans starting here. Obviously multiple choices to leave. Go left, right, middle. I tried to do something a little bit different with this map. With this allied side here, you have like the right side you could cross here, or you could go left if you want it to be safer. And then middle is this section here, and both like parts like come into the mid sort of thing. So I would explain, I guess, at player level. It might be easier to see. I just think it'll take a while, so I apologize if this video is very long, but it is what it is. So here we are, spawn as German. We have a couple of options when you would leave the spawn. You could go left. This coming left down here, it was just like, you know, you strafe down. This would come to the A bomb site. You'll see a lot of these problems with the door. By the way, this used to be the door size of Battalion before we rescaled. So it's weird. This would come to the A site here, and the Germans could kind of use this thing up here. We also had like this sort of heaven area, like nest sort of thing. Didn't go anywhere else other than this, but it's just extra thing. This bit here loops around towards mid sort of area. I will go back and I'll just run through each route so you can kind of see how you would have got to the bomb site. This bit here is also just like an extra building, so you could, if you had like a better spawn, you wanted to be faster or something, there's probably a way that you could do it through this. And one thing I did just miss out here is that this map also has an underground thing, so jumping down these stairs, if you wanted to go the under, then you could come down under here. This would have been blocked off, and then you would have ran under the ground, and like this long thing here is sort of based off the bridge from Medal of Honor. If anyone played Medal of Honor, I obviously take a lot of my inspiration from games I played and what I like. So the bridge, Medal of Honor. I also had like this here, so I could kind of imagine like people throwing tac nades and stuff into this to stop this peak sort of thing, or smokes especially. So then the allies could come through this side, and there's like a halfway point, so you didn't have to go all the way up, and you could come in here and take control of like this building, which is sort of the allies building that you would fight, I guess, for control against Germans. And there was another entrance here into this bomb site, and then there was this bit that you could, there was a whole upstairs bit up here that you could control too, and this roof bit could see into middle, and then it would just loop back down into this room again. So allies would come from this way if they, you know, wanted to risk running up this bridge. You would have to smoke a lot, because as you can see, German spawn is just up here. So this was like the fast play, like you'd have to smoke street and you could rush through here. I mean, you could rush up here to rush down here. And this, as I said, Luke's background. So there's a lot of sort of routes you could have done with this map. If I come back to German spawn, if you wanted to go straight forward, I don't know if this would have stayed in, but you could have. This is a bit messed up. You could come in here, and then this building is broken as hell, as you can see. But there was like a window here that you could look through, and this would be just kind of like your typical crossfire, whatever. People would cross here, and you'd smoke if they, as I say, if they wanted to. So I didn't want to make this mandatory to do this. So it is almost like striking that way, I suppose, rather than crossfire. And then the other thing is I make an angle here too. This bit here was all closed off, and then I made an angle where I expected the scope to jump here and then just get like, you know, them jumping on the second cross over to that building, or they could just jump off the bridge. So coming out of German spawn here, you could come, as I say, come down here. This was just sort of, this bit got so unfinished. This is like just a back route that came around. I don't think it's really went anywhere. It was just kind of here. There would have been lots of assets and stuff around, of course, like cars and boxes and things that just aren't in here. I think the other bomb site was actually on this roof temporarily. I don't know if that's where it would have stayed, but we were just trying to, I was trying to reuse some buildings. So I had like this on here, and obviously there was a back thing up here. This was probably going to be built up way more, and because it's quite exposed to like this thing, but that's really it, I suppose. And this building over here, you could kind of plant for this, and this here. I'll jump down here, hopefully I don't die. So that's sort of what the axes were playing with. And if I come to allies, well, I guess I could show you this mid building. This mid building was just, you know, it's just a connector almost. You run out middle, you could come into this, and you had freedom to peek from here. This room came more to a closed off area, so allies, when they were coming from up here, this was the spawn. So as I said, I tried to have it so you could kind of choose depending on spawn which way you wanted to go. So if I was coming right here, like spawn, if I was a sniper, I could come here. I had multiple choices of peaks. One, bang, here. Obviously, you could, if you want to risk that, you could go wide and, you know, take that one. And I also had just a real deep, like basically like a crash spawn house. You were like just going up, almost backwards from the spawn, and then, you know, taking a higher peak up here. And if you did cross this way, you would have to smoke out of spawn. I imagined that you would have thrown it over this, and then you would have smoked like pretty deep in here somewhere. You could have crossed like straight like this into this, and then come down here. And then this bit isn't like super playable space, but I had it so like you came up here and into this. This is where this leads into this you know, sewer thing, which I've already explained. That was one way route to get to A, or if you didn't want to go through there, you know, you can jump off all of these things too, so you could like split almost. You could come up here, and this would lead you to this middle bit. But because we had like these roofs and stuff, I don't know if I said earlier, but you didn't have to always come out of here and go, you know, super wide. You could just run close here, and then, you know, hop over this, and then hop through middle, or even I angled the building so that you could even come here and then just like really risk coming up this close left side and then into mid from that way. But because you have these roofs and things, it's like you could, well, we don't have collision right now, but you could in the actual thing, like ran across them and then changed your mind. So if they like saw you going A, you could have faked it, had it so you could fake it, be seen or whatever, sniper misses, cause to cross it, and then you would just come back and then run like to the other side and come to the other site. I mean, that almost covers everything for this map, I suppose. The other thing was coming left side out of spawn over here. All of this stuff back here was not playable, just for show. Just for show. Coming left out of here. As I say, you come this way, jump in mid if you wanted, or you just came here, had this sort of, I guess, nest. It timed, everything timed pretty well to be able to, you know, they would come here or come down here. Or you would also fight for this building as well. This is just sort of an allies building, but, you know, Axis could take it. Came up here, window, looking into midsection, bomb. And then this balcony, which would obviously have more cover. And that's pretty much it. Everything else was just for show. But I actually would be interested to see how this would have played if I refined it more and, you know, did it properly. But this one didn't get too far. Didn't take a crazy amount of time to get to this stage. Most of this is just, you know, BSP and using assets we already had. It'd be interesting to see it if it was all unique and stuff, but I don't think the layout is the worst. I would, as I say, be interested if it ever was made. But that's this map. That's Railyard, which we will now go to the next map. Next map is way further along. It got way further along, but also inevitably didn't make it into the game. So hold on. So this map is Chateau. This was based to be a TDM map. I mean, it could be played S&D or Wartide or whatever as well, but it was just really made to be like kind of a little pub map. It got extended a bit from what I originally did. It was very different. In the first ever iterations, this was like a farm, and then eventually we did like the Russian stuff, and we wanted to make another like, Russian little fun map. So we came up with making like a Russian chateau. The idea was sort of based off again another map from a previous game, be that COD 1 this time, and they had a map called Chateau in that too. Obviously the release name for this wouldn't have been Chateau, but it was sort of a similar idea. I kind of liked that map when I was thinking about like kind of fun TDM maps from back in the day. So quick overview of this. Allies are spawning here. The idea is kind of like you would be spawning as if you were like taking this almost like a single player mission. The Germans were, you know, occupying this chateau and then manor, and they were defending and kind of covering you from stopping you from coming in. And you have various different ways to get in. This here, when I think about it, it actually took a while to do this stuff because this is all like individual things and I had to put it all together, but it's kind of cool. Coming from here, so allies, two options here at the spawn. This way obviously blocked off. You can go down or up, so we will go down. So coming down, you can go back up again. Ladder, then it kind of splits off into two here again. So this is coming round here left, coming up the ladder here. You can just basically get pulled straight back into middle again, up the top. Just a couple of different ways to get around. Down here, coming up here around the back, you're kind of coming towards the German spawn here, because the German spawn's like here, so that you're also going to be fighting them. If they're coming out here, you know, you're going to be seeing them on this cross again, and also fighting them on these kind of this rocky area. So they can come down here, and I believe they could also, you can mantle up here and stuff, and they can play up here, and they can come in here, and you know, they have some kind of a height advantage, that's for sure. But you're trying to probably want to kind of come in the middle here, like this underground bunker thing, where you're given two options, left or right. So coming right, this is the trench that like kind of links around here, but it's blocked off. And you come through here, up the stairs, and you're in like a little outhouse here, which leads you into the main manor. So I will run around it again, because I think it's more interesting to do it while I'm running, even though it's faster this way. Alright, we are in. So I pretty much covered everything from the Allied side. Well, not everything, I suppose. I didn't go through like the actual basement here. So I'm going to run for my life coming in here through the basement. So you came in this bit here, then this would basically link up into the basement, which was never even touched, to the chateau in here. Gold bars. These boys are rich. So this out here was the entrance to, or the exit, I suppose, which way you're coming to where the Germans spawn. So Germans here, they can go, I guess they can go quite a few ways, to be fair. They can come out this way, as I showed earlier, go down there. They have this here. They can come up this ladder into the upstairs, and I'm back up here again. And Howard added this coming round. I think there was a ladder here, yeah, so you can just come straight up the middle here if you wanted to climb to the top, and again, window goes to another thing. And then there's a whole way to go around there, but I think this is actually just a one-way thing. You could jump from here, but I think it was intended to be sort of like a one-way overpass type deal. So coming up the top here, this, as I said, the cellar down there. You've got coming left through here, leads you to this little room. We've got a rat in the basket at real low polys, because that never got removed. I had heads in these baskets before, but I think that freaked people out. This is the entrance, the grand entrance to the chateau. You came in, bang, big old entrance. The grand stairs leaves you left or right. Left brings you. I think I just mirrored this, to be honest, when I was designing it. So you come in left here. I think I originally had this open, but I think this one's open now, which brings you back to this thing. I think my original thing had this open, so there's actually probably some props in here, and that looked at them running up the snow to get here. And then downstairs, that's a lie, we've already been downstairs. I will come. No, I don't think we have any mantle volume, so I can get up. Okay. So left up the top is sort of the same as the other side, just a corridor, lots of ways to come in. This here is room. There's a ladder here? No, so this is just kind of like an overlook sort of thing. Around here, another window. This is a whole area that got added very late into this. I don't think I even did any of these things. I didn't do any of these things out in these buildings. Window. Nice little balcony out here, bit of sunbathing, and this is the courtyard. And around here, another room. I see you actually have this way to look, and there's a ladder, so we probably didn't need that one as well. And yeah, the courtyard. This is the outhouse thing. If you were allies and you came up to this middle bit here, like I said earlier, you could either cross and obviously jump on this. If there was actually a mantle volume, then you'd be able to peek on that, peek here, run up this bit, or come right around the back where you have another option to come in this way. Or all of this stuff was added real fast. I think you can go somewhere here. Up here, little bushes here, nice little ramp, window into this building again. And then this wraps around to that back part that we saw earlier from the window up here. This would have had a mantle thing on it. And from here you can hop back into this rat room or come around. This is probably blocked off. Yeah, just a little cubby. Come back around to this one-way wall, which hopefully has a mantle so I can go over. It does. And that is it. That is pretty much the map. It's quite small. A lot of little alleyways and things and little routes you go. I think it would actually play right as a TDM map. This leads back up to here. I think my favourite part is probably the basement stuff. I think that's probably where I spent most of my time doing this thing here. And I kind of like this. Basically because this is the only thing that stayed from the original farm level. This was what I said before. It was a farm before. This changed a lot over the course of, I don't know, a few months. I was doing it every so often. And yeah, it just never, I don't know, never came to fruition. It's not finished really. And even though it seems like it's finished in terms of art, it never got play tested. It's probably not really big enough. And a lot of this extra stuff like these that got added, was just done really fast, and we just thought best not to release it. But either way, I think it's an interesting map, and I like it. So that's pretty much it. That is the two maps that were designed back in the day, many years ago, and not much else to say, I suppose. I hope you enjoyed. Can you get up here? No, you can't. Hope you enjoyed just seeing them, seeing some new stuff. And game design is interesting, level design is interesting. And I have improved a million times since these on the newer games. So that is all. I will see you in whatever the next video is. Probably some more COD 4 games. And yeah, goodbye all.